While China is busy assaulting Filipino vessels and using other methods to enforce their claim to the South China Sea, another crisis is developing in faraway Red Sea that requires their urgent attention. They will need to deploy a Navy strike force to the southern Red Sea as a matter of urgency because China will be the most affected by the Houthi rebels' targeting of shipping vessels. Going by the body language of the US authorities, they don't seem to want to do the job for the world. They don't want to be drawn to another conflict in the Middle East that might last many years. So China will have to do the job. After all, they have a military base in nearby Djibouti that they set up during the heydays of sea piracy by Somalian militants. While the US is finding ways to provide security for shipping vessels, that security can only fight off and prevent militants from boarding the ships. They will most likely be helpless against a cruise missile. And the US going into an election season, President Biden wouldn't want to commit troops to Yemen because obviously launching of missiles taking out their sights will not do the job. He wouldn't want to commit the US to another conflict in the Middle East. So China will definitely have to do the job. If the Houthi rebels continue firing at shipping vessels, things will escalate quickly, and the Chinese economy that depends mostly on exports will be seriously affected. Cargo deliveries will experience serious delays, and some vessels might want to avoid the Red Sea altogether and make the long journey around southern Africa, which will ultimately make shipping more expensive. So China wouldn't want that, especially this time their economy isn't performing as expected. The US might also intentionally want China to do the job. Since they've taken sides against Israel, let them deal with the outcome. After all, the Houthis that support Hamas are firing cruise missiles at shipping vessels in order to blockade Israel economically. They have no way of knowing which shipping vessel belongs to Israeli entities, so they resort to firing at random. The latest shipping vessel they hit is actually owned by the Norwegians. Norway has donated millions of dollars in aid to Palestinians living in Gaza. They are also not part of the European countries that have designated Hamas a terrorist organization. The Houthi rebels are in solidarity with Hamas, just like Norway. Why then did they fire cruise missiles at a Norwegian shipping vessel? That's not all. The crew members of the shipping vessel are from India. You know that there is a sizable population of Muslims in India, and many have protested in some Indian cities and called for a ceasefire. What about the cargo of the shipping vessel? It belongs to another Muslim country. The vegetable oil is being shipped from Malaysia to Europe. Malaysia is a Muslim majority country. So in trying to blockade Israel and harm their economy, the Houthi rebels are harming Muslims and people who support Hamas and the Palestinian cause. If the shipping vessel had sunk as a result of being hit by the cruise missile, a Norwegian company would have lost their ship. India would have had some casualties if SOS didn't arrive quickly enough. Also, the Malaysian company would have lost their products. Although the cargo and the shipping vessel are supposed to be covered by insurance, but no insurance company will cover a missile strike. Also, not forgetting the southern Red Sea that would have been contaminated by the spill of the vegetable oil if the shipping vessel sank. Of course, that will seriously affect aquatic life in the Red Sea, and ultimately it will affect fishing along the Yemen coast. So the world will need to deal with these militants with heavy toys before they disrupt an important shipping lane that will affect the world's economy. If the US don't want to do it, China should step up and do the job before it is too late. Thanks for watching.